Hello everyone, I'm Chris Mazzillo Sigrunson, and have I ever told you how much I love JRPGs? No? Maybe? I don't even know, but what matters is that I love them so much. The obscurer the better most times. And seeing as I never really owned a PlayStation 3, I missed out on a whole list of JRPGs. So imagine my surprise when out of the mists comes one of the first heralds of fun times. Valkyria Chronicles on the PC.
It's the Second European War, with the evil empire facing off against the Alliance Federation in an epic war. In the middle of this grand war, there's an independent country known as Gallia, but one day, everything goes wrong when the empire decides that Gallia looks pretty nice for the invading. Cut to our protagonist, Welkin Gunther, resident airhead who decides to stop and smell the fishes during an evacuation. After a hilarious misunderstanding where he's mistaken for an Imperial spy, actual soldiers are seen on the horizon. Oh my god! Ah! Jesus! Suddenly it got very real, and it's up to these civilians to fight back against this small force. After a short number of headshots to the head, everyone was allowed to safely evacuate until they brought in a freaking tank, and everyone continued to die.
A regular pig farm in here.
I will thank you to watch your tongue in this house.
Whoa, I thought everyone was just a civilian, yet it's the fucking Matrix over here in this house. This was weird for me, as I wasn't expecting everyone to be so blasé about shooting dudes, or for them to be trained soldiers that do soldier training in fucking high school. Anyway, after they so happen to find a tank in their fucking garden shed, they save the day, lose the town, and baby is birthed in the tank during the battle. Yes, that's right, baby is birthed in the tank. Boom! You've joined the militia, having decided to not try and be a teacher, and you meet your old friend Faldio. Faldio. Once you're in the militia, you can go to the headquarters where you do various things such as alter your squad members, or upgrade weapons, or even train your squad's classes.
Welcome to your worst nightmare, maggots!
Wait.
Welcome to your worst nightmare, maggots!
He was right.
Mechanically, the game functions a bit like Fire Emblem, XCOM, and Subutio. It's sort of turn-based where you take control of each unit and move them around, and then you take aim and fire wherever the fuck you want, all the while dodging crossfire and mines and tanks and taking into account hiding in trenches or behind sandbags or just running a tiny little bit short to that sandbag you were going to hide behind and now you're just left in the open because reading this movement gauge is a little bit difficult in terms of actual distance. The levels are all delightfully varied, while the initial fewer basic capturing of bases or the like, they still introduce new enough concepts with each map to keep things fresh. Maps are very varied, meaning you don't normally end up resulting in the same experience over and over, and it can be quite tactically interesting and challenging at times, especially if you're trying to get an A in every single battle, where you have to start trying to prioritize other movements and tactically get into a certain frame of mind. In terms of controls, I found myself using a weird hybrid of using a gamepad for movement and practically everything, and then using a mouse for aiming and firing because it was just more accurate and easier to deal with. Story-wise, the game operates like a visual novel, quite literally because it's a book. You follow Welkin Gunther, the head of Squad 7 of the militia, as you fight to fend off the invading Imperials. The story does suffer a small bit from that classic thing where your squad seem to be the ones who are tasked with the biggest missions that make seemingly the biggest impact, yet you get very little credit. It tries to cover this up with these moments where it shows the rest of the Gallian forces, normally being completely totaled and wiped out over absolutely nothing. As it's a JRPG, you can expect the classic elements you would expect in any JRPG, like obligatory magic bullshit that's larger than any of the characters to make it seem even more a big deal that you win against fucking this. There's also the token beach episode because, why the fuck wouldn't there be? It's only a fucking war. As the plot progresses, you get the classic hints of corruption within the military and the falsehoods of alliances.
Lieutenant Gunther,
I am sorry.
What was that? I don't think everyone heard your whispering. Was this fucking echo? As time goes on, you're given riskier and riskier missions that seem more and more like suicide missions due to the lack of care for the militia.
Damn it! Another mission they don't have the guts to do themselves.
Wait.
Who the fuck are you?
I actually enjoyed Valkyria Chronicles a whole bunch. It has weird moments where it sometimes deals with the brutality of war and deals with heavy themes such as racism, and there's actual character development around these topics that lead to some incredibly heavy moments that leave an impact on you. But at the same time, everyone seems so neutral about all the killing they're doing, and there's a fucking pig with wings. Ugh. Every soldier in your squad has their own backstory, which you slowly find out about through the use of that person, to give you a sense of attachment to some and hatred to others, such as the racists and misogynists. Also, there's Vise, Ica and Fina from Skies of Arcadia, which is pretty fucking amazing. Obviously, once a character dies in the field, they're gone for good, which is sort of interesting as it gives you a feeling of loss if one of your favourite members ends up gone for good. I, on the other hand, yes, die. Ha 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 ha.
So yeah, that's Valkyria Chronicles. I had a lot of fun with it, and all the levels are delightfully varied, and some of the skirmishes on hard and higher are nigh on impossible at times. And while the story's not exactly outstanding, there's enough emotion and character depth in there to really kind of make it gut-wrenching at times. In a good way. I really do hope that Valkyria Chronicles coming to the PC is the start of something amazing, and that there's a veritable wave of JRPGs coming on the horizon. Maybe some of the Tales of series. Or more Valkyria Chronicles. Yeah? Yeah? Anyone? Just me? Oh.
Well, hey there, and thank you for watching my video that you've just witnessed with your very own optical receptors, which may be some form of feeler or sense gland. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a comment and like and subscribe and favourite, you know, that stuff if you like it. But if you didn't like it and have still somehow managed to make it this far, then feel free to leave a comment down below telling me how to improve myself, or even just tell me how shit I am at life. Either way, I'll be grandly accepting. Just use as much colourful language as physically possible, and I will read it and attempt to carry out your wishes to the best of my ability. Thank you, goodbye.
Now I just don't want to get out of bed. It's warm here. And today, I've done it wrong.
After a short number of headshots to the head, everyone was allowed to safely evacuate. Fuck off, chair. After mechanic. In terms of controls, I found myself using a weird hybrid. The story does suffer a small bit from that classic die, 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 die.